This is already utilized. How much is utilized we can calculate. How much is utilized we can calculate, but this is remaining. The next part is remaining part. And this part you have to indicate here. Means the total SOC means the total area. How much is the total area? Assume that the A is the total area. A is the total area. Just I am assuming A is the total area, and whatever there is the part or utilize the part, I am indicating using the del A. Correct? Now what is SOC? We are interested in this part. So total area is A minus this part, that is del of A. So this part is going to indicate our state of charge. Expressing in the ratio, we have to divide by the total area. This is total area, whatever we have. Yes, I am going to rearrange this. A upon A is 1, A upon A. Okay, you can see the equation. Is it visible? That is 1 minus integration of 0 to t I dt divided by CM. कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा. Now you can indicate this one. The 1 is came from A upon A. Del A is what we are going to calculate the area under this curve. That is from the integration. And what is the CM? This is the total capacitance. Now the problem is what? We are calculating what? The current. So that it is called as the, we are calculating, integrating the current. Integration of current is nothing but the charge. Integration of current is nothing but the charge. Charge divided by capacitance. Charge divided by the capacitance. It is voltage. Correct? Means this part, it is analogous to the voltage. So there is one doubt. We are integrating the current. We are measuring the current. We have the ampere hour meters. Using ampere hour meter, we can easily calculate this part using that meter. So why not we are using the voltage? Why not? The same thing we can applicable to this. This same thing we can apply to this voltage part. So why not we are using this part? The problem is that when you see the battery, we can have an open circuit and closed circuit. Open circuit and closed circuit. Whenever there is a closed path, at that thing, in closed circuit, the current can flow. In case of open circuit, current cannot flow. So whenever I drive the electrical vehicle, then only we have the current. Whenever I drive the vehicle, then and then only I have the current. But in case of the voltage, it has the open circuit voltage. It means that it always indicating the voltage whether I am driving the vehicle or not. And in that case, it is difficult to estimate the SOC. So that we are using the current. Now, as we have this graph of the SOC, we can reflect the estimate the SOC using voltage also. Because the voltage is decreasing. We are observing in the practicals. And voltage is decreasing as the state of charge changes. Okay. So, we are using the methods that voltage, current. And third more is the temperature. The effect of the temperature. So the conventional methods is the extension lab work methods. We require lot of lab works. we require minimum 15 days of lab work to have a particular value of SOC, and then using the methods we can estimate in online estimation. In case of calculation, in case of the gathering the data, it is actual research work. The rigorous practical work we have to do, both practical करना पड़ता है. But जो भी है, we are starting with a very simple part. So first we are starting a very simple part. So that is it possible to use this voltage for calculation of SOC? Yes, it is possible. We can have models like that, and in that model we can just put the values, practical values, and we can estimate the parameters. हमारे पास मॉडल्स है और मॉडल्स में हम वैल्यू डाल के निकाल सकते हैं. Now how to gather the data? Where we are having the data, current data or the voltage data? It is having whatever there is, this is a problem. Please, for the beginning part, I am just going to keep is a linear problem. Then we are going to add the non-linearity step by step. Just like we practice करते हैं, whenever we are going to implement, we are assume very simple model, and then we are going to try to build the accurate models. In research also, we have to build very simple model first, and then you just add the non-linearity step by step, step by step. This is our approach. Now you are observing the voltage. This is a for example. The rows are indicating the currents. Rows are indicating the currents. So V1 means the current I1. This is a constant current. This constant current resembles to the charging current or discharging current. We will discuss that part also, charging phenomena, discharging phenomena, and how the curve is occurred there. So for a while assume that, for linearity only assume that the charging path follows by discharging path. Actually this is not case. Practically it is different. But for simplicity, for linearity, and to understand the basic things, I am assuming the charging and discharging having the same path. If it is having the same path, it means that I have I1 current, so I have the voltages. I am measuring V11, V12, V13 up to the V1M. This may be at T0, T1, T2 up to the Tn. So on the time axis, we are measuring the voltages for the constant charging current or constant discharging current. Okay. For the next current I2, we are doing the same thing, V21, V22, V23 up to the V2M. Likewise, this we can increase up to the IN. Now this is called as a matrix form, and in this form we have to obtain the data. Practically we have to gather the information. And now charging and discharging cycles, we have to control the charging and discharging cycle. And remember that we have to measure the open circuit voltage when the battery is at equilibrium. When battery is at equilibrium. And to reach battery at equilibrium, the require much more time. Lot of time it takes to go into that state, and thus the practical work become huge project. Just counting the days. Now we have the automated system. In that automated system, we are going to program to acquire the data, and we are programming all those things: charging cycle, discharging cycle, and we are acquiring the data continuously. Minimum, if you want to take very accurate data, minimum it will take 1 week. Minimum, if you want very accurate data. So as we have the charging part and the discharging part, now I am going to discuss the non-linearity. Now before discussing the non-linearity, in Coulomb counting, as I am discussing that part, we are calculating the or counting the charges. Means we are using the ampere hour meter, and using an ampere hour meter and putting that value into that equation, we are finding the SOC. This we are doing practically. We are not doing at online mode. So conventional method is not for online mode. In conventional method, we are gathering the data and using the estimation technique, we are putting all those things in online mode. And we are experimenting based on the different batteries. Battery to battery, the data is different. Even the model to model, the data is different. And capacity changes, and the chemical changes in that battery, also model is different. So we have to take, if you are doing the research, you have to take a particular type of battery. And on that particular type of battery, you do first experimental work. And once gather the all information. We require several readings of this. Only one reading is not capable. Now integration of IDT, and this already I am saying that it comes to the V. Integration IDT upon Cm, it comes to the voltage V. You can resemble to a very simple model that what is Q by Cm, that is V. Already we have learned this. Now, in other words, I can say the capacitance is Q by V. It means that the battery sufficiently modeled with a simple capacitor. Very simple capacitor. I am beginning with very simple model. That is the capacitor. What is the voltage across capacitor? Voltage across capacitor. I think you understand that matrix. How I am getting the data. What is the voltage across capacitor? 1 by C integration I. Correct? 1 by C integration I. So I think all of you are remembering the Coulomb counting equation. 1 minus integration I dt upon Cm. This is the Coulomb counting equation. Integration of I dt upon Cm. What is indicating? It indicates a simple capacitor phenomenon. So at the beginning, make our battery model very simple. Start from a simple capacitor. Rest of things we will discuss that later. But start with a simple capacitor. Consider that my battery model is a pure capacitor. Now, if you are going to model using the fractional calculus, we can model like this. Dc is nothing but 1 by C d minus of lambda I d. So in fractional calculus, we can model the capacitor using this equation also. And in fractional one, we have one more factor, additional factor lambda, with which that we can model capacitor very accurately, other than the conventional one. So we can use the fractional calculus if you want in our model. So I am assuming that battery is of a simple capacitor type. You can model using integer type of calculus or using fractional type of calculus. It is left to you. Now what will happen whenever I discuss the charging part? Simply a capacitor it charges like this, and when we discuss the discharging part, it discharges like this. Okay, when I superimpose this all curve, that is two curves together, charging and discharging, this will be like this. Means charging path and discharging path is always different. It is not same, and because of that, what we have to follow, we have to consider this effect. This effect is mainly known as the hysteresis effect. Mainly we know hysteresis. So how much hysteresis or how much non-linearity present we can add afterward in that simple model. Well, I have very simple model. The first model is maybe very simple, a linear model. That is a capacitor model. And based on the hysteresis effect, what we have to add? The next non-linearity, or we can add f2 x square, next non-linearity. If anybody not satisfied with the accuracy, again we can add